Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2 with the perpetual underdog Terran in the red. It's Oliveira. Up against the, in my not so humble opinion, one of the most entertaining Protoss out there. Whether he wins or whether he comes in second, it's Creator. A best of 5 Terran versus Protoss finals. And if you look closely, you'll notice this is not Max Pax versus Clem, and it's not Maru versus Hero, which already makes it quite unique in terms of finals. But I don't even know if these two have faced in a relatively high-profile finals before, or match at all. I assume so, but I don't know what to expect. But Creator has already given us some ideas by slapping down a gold base early, trying to maximize that early economy, something I can appreciate as someone who likes to beg you for likes and subscribes. And Jimmy, what are we at? 1,326 likes on this video, on this cast, on this finals. I'll cast another one. I'll probably do it anyways. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get a little bit better. I truly don't know with these two. Creator has a tendency to just do off-the-wall builds and then kind of pull it back into all-out macro, whereas Oliveira is a master of timing attacks. Somewhat puns intended. But a Proxy Stargate, he's doing a one base. This was my build in Wings of Liberty that got me from silver to platinum. 2010. 28 years ago. Alright, well, the Oracle comes in. Well, the Oracles didn't exist, so that makes it a little different here. The Oracle's just gonna kill 5 SCVs. The medevac did a full loop around. It got out of the driveway and had to turn around like it forgot its keys back at home, which would be weird because it was already driving, but it does. That's how crazy that situation is. All right, maybe it was just hallucinating the whole time. And speaking of a void rays on the way, the gold base was not scouted. Well, there's a sentry, there's an oracle, 2 oracles, a shield battery, thoughts, and maybe some prayers. And that, well, So Creator certainly wasn't expecting Oliveira to just do a one-base siege tank push. That force field actually is, oh my god, he's just dodging. Okay, well, there's a void ray. Did the game just end? Cyclone comes up, lights up the void ray, might be able to kill the clone, but the Marines are still good enough. And that's it. Oliveira wins game number 1. All right. That was certainly, of all the games I've ever seen, that was one of them. He just walks up and killed the Creator, trying to do like a real counter meta build. He goes for the gold with the Proxy Star. The Terran probably went for a 1-rack expand, maybe even a command center. No, not a command center first, not a 1-rack expand. It was a 1-base all-in from Oliveira against Creator's like double economic and Oracle cheese. So just like that, our Chinese Terran is off to a 1-0 start. And that's the kind of style that, well, we'll have to see what Creator brings to the table. Post-youth? Okay. I know most of us are there now. We've moved on. But post-youth, definitely not a map you want to play out for too long against Terran. I don't blame Creator for trying things out in game 1. And now, it looks like settling down in game 2. Oliveira, on the other hand, it feels like we've kind of reverted back to a almost Brood War-esque. It's playing too much SC Evo lately. But a Brood War-esque Terran versus Protoss, where you just get your gas, you get your factory up early, because it's just way too annoying to deal with those early Protoss units if you don't have a factory done. Essentially, if you don't have at least access to a Cyclone, you're just going to get poked and prodded and stalked across the field. And those Adepts just keep throwing shade. It's all around not a good time for your self-esteem or many of your units that don't have that level of mobility. So, Oliveira really focused on that early tech, and he's still mining gas here. Okay, 2 out of 3. A lot of early Terran builds with multiple gas involve a bit of economic management where you don't mine with everything, just enough in order to get the factory in a timely manner and then have enough for whatever you want to follow it up with. So in this case, Oliveira does want to expand, but he wants to make sure he has options. And there's the starport as well. Is this going to be some sort of disgusting Widowmine drilling claws play? I don't think so. He's only just making the one mine. No indicators of it yet. Creator just didn't scout. He just did not scout. I feel like maybe he didn't scout until the Adept last game either, so. But the second Adept is chasing down the Reaper. Oh, he missed it. Reaper gets away. The Adept Shade didn't have quite enough vision. Then no scout Protoss. This is something we sometimes see out of Terrans, but significantly more rare for a Protoss to just let a Terran go. For reasons that I feel like we saw in the last game, Creator. Adept's coming across now. It's going to be a Cyclone. And you have to be very careful with the Adept timing, because if it comes in too early, you don't see anything. If it comes in too late, you die to the Cyclone. So, Creator, just right. Pulls back in time. And a medevac is loaded up with essentially everything else he had. Adept will spot the medevac on the way. There's Blink coming up for Creator. He's got one more pylon, so he's not going to be supply blocked with this medevac coming in. Shading back. The Widowmine is in the medevac. The one Marine. Billy! There's no more rum! What do you mean? I don't... Oliveira gonna pull back. He saw enough production, enough units to keep him at bay. Creator builds a couple shield betters, but he's played so... I'm not gonna say greedy, but he has really focused on pumping out the probes. 44 probes to 34 SCVs. The only unit lost is that unlucky Marine so far, as they've kind of jousted with the Adepts and the Phoenix and Reaper. I'm just naming names of units now. Well, now? Okay. Reset. Like they both did. Alright. 2 bases. Going on 3 for Creator. Adepts. Observer. Just keeping tabs on things. This looks a little more typical now. Raven comes out. And just in time to gun down the Observer. Well, he scouted there's a Raven. So, that's something, I guess. Unfortunately, Oliveira on point with those timings. He's got 4 barracks coming up behind. And a 3rd command center finishing. So, looking towards a full-on macro game. Getting an armory already? Well, I mean, they're 50 gas nowadays. Literally half the price, gas-wise. So, why not? Blink is done for Creator, who's trying to play some offensive defense. Keep it right on the edge of the natural. Make sure that anything that moves out is going to be stalked, alright? And there's no restraining order until you get enough Stim Marines and Marauders in order to drive them back. I do wonder if he's going to actually go Drilling Claws for those Widowmines. So they can get the cloak afterwards. Triple threats on the way. Extended Thermal Lance for the Colossi on Creator's side of things. He's thinking about a 4th base, I believe. At least laying down some Spylons for now. Drilling Claws, wow. Yeah, Oliveira using all the tools. Ever since the last patch a few months ago, Widowmine's got a, some might say, well-deserved nerf. Others might say Protoss is still OP. But either way, the Drilling Claws is required in order to maintain the cloak. So we're kind of back to the future with that one. That was the case for several years until it was reverted to just the armory. But the armory is now cheaper, but Drilling Claws is required for Widowmine Cloak. So, a bit of a trade-off there. Oliveira recognizing how valuable maybe I'm just reminded of Spider Mines now. I've been playing so much SC Evo. Find the streams on the second channel. All right, they've built up. A scan spots the Robo-Bay upgrading, but he doesn't spot why kids love the taste of cinnamon toast. No! The Colossus-based army just kind of showing up. He's trying to bait him into a stim. He doesn't know about the Colossi yet. Indeed he does now, but he gets a couple Marauders and Marines roasted right off the bat. Oliveira just gives up on the base immediately. Realizes he's been outfoxed here. And will have to retreat. I can't believe that. Where Creator just pokes in with a few Blink Stalkers. Not an atypical move. Oh, the recall, but the Widow Mine? Not too bad. He actually recalls all the way back for the Widow Mine drop. Unfortunately, the entire army not going to do much. Oh, no. Gets 9 probes, and the Drilling Claws paying off, both in the speed it burrows and the maintaining of Cloak. Creator will be able to clean it up, but now he's at a 4-worker deficit. The Widow Mine drop undercutting any momentum that Creator had. On the opposite side of the map, the revolving door. Well, airspace of Medivacs is continuing to send more and more mines in towards the main. And each of those mines represents an existential threat to the Protoss. They can burrow and fire before a silly cannon can do anything about it. So the probes are on the run. The mine is chasing them down. He's going to sacrifice one for the greater good. There's another mine in the medevac. Oh no, he retargets. Now with that new targeting line, it's not just easier to see and split off a unit, but it's also easier to see what you're targeting. There's been a significant uptick in Terrans actually microing their Widow Mines. And for those who don't know, when the Widow Mine is locking on, you can retarget onto anything else in range. If there's nothing else in range and you don't unburrow the mine, it's going to fire. But it's kind of a clunky situation, but it allows you to potentially, almost indefinitely, continue retargeting. The cooldown doesn't start till the missile fires. Of course, you don't get anything done till the missile fires as well, so. But occasionally, especially players like Clem will use and abuse that in order to buy as much time as possible, which is what the Widow Mines are doing at this stage of the game. Well, a scan spots the army. Creator has a significant supply lead. About to have +2 attack. He's just going for an anti-armor missile. Dorito dusting across the board. Blunks forward. Creator. He takes an anti-armor missile to the face, and it just fills him with determination. Wow. Did not expect to see it, but there really aren't that many tanks. There's only one more. Creator actually probably recognizing a weak point here. Without the siege tanks, this gateway army, pretty strong, even with the ghost for EMP. There was something headed towards the main. I'm not sure if a War Prism got taken out. It looks like yes. He had multiple prisms, one to reinforce the army and one to head towards the main. Unfortunately, Oliveira had the defenses already up. Bunker roasted. EMP hits everything here. And Creator will back off for now, but he's maintaining a strong position right outside the base, sending some zealots in towards the fort. How many gates? 10 gates and a dark shrine on the way. So good production, not great. Decent amount of workers, also not incredible, but the position is very good right now for Creator. Oliveira can't really move out without Creator burning off his toes. So unless you're into that, it's not a particularly great situation for the Terran. Main base, making quite a maze. I'm always a little iffy on this sort of base layout. Like if you're trying to play tower defense against Zerglings, maybe. But if he drops 4 medevacs in the main, I'm not entirely convinced this is going to help you more than it helps the Terran. We'll see if it comes to that. Here's Storm, Observer Speed, +3, blanks out. Creator is playing so aggressive with these Stalkers. But still has plenty at home. And the Storm is the kicker. He's got multiple flavors of splash damage here. The full variety pack. He's got Archons, he's got Disruptors, and he's headed for... Oh. That recall was well, it went off. Some of the Stalkers escaped. They're just zealots in the prism. But now Oliveira's turn to move out. He's got 2-2 done. And that's a 2 upgrade advantage right now. Creator trying to set up a 5th base. It's not going to happen, but what's in the main? How did the Warp Prism survive? Almost no HP, but it made it. And now Oliveira, the distractions, the disruptor shots. Oh, Viking's going to be able to knock down some of the Colossi. There's still ghosts in the composition. Trying to deal with it here. Fadeaway shot. Good connection. Another one comes around the bend. Finds nothing. And the Vikings are still chasing. Meanwhile, in the main base, the Zealots keep warping in. He's trying to lock the Zealots into his main. This is quickly becoming a base trade. Well, Creator down to 3 bases, but Oliveira's losing his main with all of his production. The Widow Mines will burrow. He's going to come back and clean it up. This represents a very odd scenario where Oliveira, it is in his best interest to come back. He still has a good army, but he can't really attack into disruptors. But that Warp Prism barely surviving makes all the difference here. Vikings hit the deck. Creator chased the army across the field, not willing to give up that map control when he could potentially seize it. 35 SCVs dead. Supplies almost even here. And now Creator's taking back the worker lead. Mules do exist, much to the dismay of most non-Terrans. The main is burning, including a barracks, a refinery burned, a 4th base. Creator, that's almost the right spot to put it. Oliveira says, I don't know, how about a nuke? How about a nuke? Sure. Throws a nuclear missile into production. It isn't a desperate situation for Oliveira, especially considering he's got 3-3 on the way. I think it was actually the right call to come back and defend, because he knocked out Creator's 4th. And he just scouted that he didn't reestablish it. So that means Oliveira has probably the better army, and Creator doesn't have such a great economy. He can build up and start to overwhelm him in a war of attrition, especially considering the upgrades. Like, Creator's upgrades, he's at 3-1, working on armor. There's DTs out there now, which is going to make things difficult. Only 3 orbitals on the field at the moment. Cloak Ghost trying to get a nuke off. He scans to kill the observer to save the ghost, which is quite a cinematic move as well. And speaking of Cloak, the ghost and the DT, this is pretty much just Carbot at this point. Meanwhile, Liberator's taken out on both sides. Nuclear launch detected! Oliveira hits that bottom left corner. Disruptor shots. The probes move away. Mildly inconvenienced by a nuclear warhead. Shield battery will put the rest together. DT. They can't see each other here.
Add-on complete.
Not sure what there was. Another nuke on the way. Why not? Some battle groups of armies just roaming around. They're maxed out again. Neither side really suffered significant losses in the last fight. Almost eats a massive hit. Instead gets still a significant one. The DTs, oh, but the flank. Who's flanking who, though? More disruptor shots come out. Decent connections. EMP across everything. Vikings chasing down, but Creator, the EMP has really made all the difference. The disruptors outflanked, and Oliveira swings in with what could be a killing blow. The disruptor fires off a shot, but the EMP pops it. Even sniping the Zealots. Oliveira turns it around. What a dramatic shift. Wow. A topsy-turvy game, but Oliveira ends up coming out on top. There's the one. There it is. Classic disruptor hits. But Creator maybe playing a little too aggressive for his own good, but that's essentially his entire career. For every dramatic win is a painful loss when he steps a little bit too far and probably too fast. Even with the Warp Prism, maybe we're being too many units on the wrong side of the map. But that brings us to match point. Oliveira Up 2-0. So he decides it's his turn. Slaps a barracks down in the middle of the map. Going to be double gas. So, Creator is looking for the proxy. Will he find it? Doesn't only have it queued up. Looking at the closest locations, Oliveira went with a more conservative, like, not quite on your front porch, but more behind your garage sort of proxy here. Somewhere you're not going to look immediately, but still close enough that the Reaper... Just the threat of the proxy is already some damage. Wow. Creator completes the Zealot. Not being stingy here. Is this going to be Marauders? I very much think so. He knows the Reaper wall's there. Unlikely to be mass Reaper. Gonna try to get maybe a probe kill, but can't stick around too long, or the Stalker. Gonna make things more difficult. Trying to figure out whether or not it is a Stalker. We'll see it. And get away. Concussive Shells Marauder. Bit of a spicy build. Only one barracks, but going to come in at an odd timing. Also, building Hellions back at home alongside that starport. Stalkers are coming across the map. Once again, we're going into it. Is he going to do the thing with the grenade? I don't know what the requirements are. Even to this day, I watch Creator. Sir, really? Is it worth it? Well, it's gonna keep that Hellion on the low ground. Make things a little more difficult. So now we're going into a base trade. We've expedited the process. It's not gonna be at the 12-minute mark. It's going to be at the 3-minute mark. Oh my god, he's using the Reaper for high ground vision of the pylon. I've never seen this. Oh my, it's gonna work. Wow, they killed that pylon so fast. And depowers Warp Gate. But back at home, there's... What is going on? Well, the medevac is going to help out. He has to recall the Stalkers. Already taken a lot of damage. Down goes the pylon at the natural. He has to try to repower here. Concussive shells onto the Stalkers. The probes have to be pulled. Shield battery on the way. Oh no! Citizens arrest! Where the Stalkers failed, the probes must hunt down. Oh no, he's not in range of the shield battery. No! His knee's broken, and the Stalker crumbles. But the probes have no knees, which makes them much stronger against the Marauders. Don't check my math. And here come the Hellions. Why not? Does he not have enough energy for shield battery overcharge? He does, and it's not on cooldown. The shield battery is being targeted. There's another Hellion on the way. Oh my god. Well, he saves both. What a save. What a save! Though they won't last much longer. You can't... He's got to get an armory to turn that into a Hellbat, obviously. So, somehow that evens out. What is going on? Oh my god. Well, the Stalkers will get the medevac, and most of the Stalkers... Oh, what? He just leaves! Oliveira. I get it, but I don't agree. I get why. I understand why. It's not good, clearly. There's even a pylon on the low ground. He's gonna lose the tech lab. He doesn't have an expansion. Still, maybe a bit on the early side, but I get it. You tried your cheese, it didn't work out. Let's move on. Fair enough. So Creator strikes back in another drunken brawler cheese off. This time around, it feels like they were both antsy after that macro game. They're like, ugh, we had to sit there for like 5 minutes not trying to slaughter each other. Ugh, how boring is that? And I agree. All right, people not gonna like and subscribe for 5 minutes of golf commentary. All right. It's certainly not par for the course here. Jimmy! Well, we're going to Alcyone. Yeah, I get that tap out from Oliveira. It's one of those throwaway builds where if it wins, and I bet it does, and close enough to 50% of the time or higher, I think creators' completely unpredictable response actually really skewed it. I get Oliveira was trying to essentially dictate the pace of the game. So, creator decided to flip the table. He just sends his units across the map and pulls probes to deal with Marauders. The Reaper into killing the pylon is absolutely disgusting. I mean, it doesn't work. It only works so well because creator sent his units across the map. But because he was sitting there killing the pylon, meant the units were Oh, it doesn't make any sense. You'll never see a game quite like that again. Creator just, like... Every game is like a blank canvas, is what I've heard. And Creator is finger painting with it. It's beautiful. Those big Protoss fingers. They got like 3 of them. I think. Are they fingers? Like claws? Is it important? Really depends. Dancing the Adept back and forth. The Adept doesn't quite have the range. The will they, won't they of the Reaper and Adept. The Adept throws mad shade. The Reaper plays hard to get. Sometimes the Reaper just feels like it's on a different level. But then it jumps. Cyclone again. In early, this is almost identical to the Golden Aura build here. The macro tech expand. There's got to be a better way to say that, but that's just called playing the game. I like the macro, tech, and micro. It's like, all right. It's a story-driven RPG where choices matter. Okay, all right. I'm not backing your Kickstarter. Okay. But you'll get a cool hat. Well, as someone who loves hats. Here we go. He's gonna try to use and abuse the Reaper Wall. I'm still not sold on Reaper Walls. Okay? I see almost every pro player do it on most maps. And I'm still like... Oh, he's... Yeah. Huh. Well, would it be a shame if your entire production got depowered? Oh my...
Who does that?
Huh. Creator. Looks like this has created a rough situation, hasn't it? Another pylon gonna be targeted.
Fuck this game, man.
Oh, this is an absolute disaster. As the Marines are rampaging through the main, the Stalkers try to chase him down. He will clean it up. But 7 probes dead. Blink severely delayed. 3 gateways unpowered. Well, there's now a Cloak Banshee on the way, which is kind of a crazy call. It makes sense, but a Cloak Banshee is a oh my god. He didn't put the pylon back in the same spot, so it's not powering the other gate. Oh.
You have to be kidding me that anyone can be this bad.
Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Templar Archives for Creator. Which is certainly one of the choices. Cloak Banshee, oh, here we go. Alright. Cloak Banshee comes in. Now, probes will die, but here comes the Warp Prism and Adepts. So there's a recall of an observer, but it goes to the wrong base. Thankfully, there's a shield battery. And now, the 7 more probes are dead. There's a Reaper in the... I assume that came from a medevac. Siege tank slightly out of position. Gonna kill some SCVs with the Stalkers here. Getting a decent amount of damage. Loses 1 Stalker. Banshee's hitting a Nexus. Another Banshee working on the probes in the main. Well, wait, is there an observer? Yes, he gets another probe. 10 probes down. Oh, there's another Banshee. This shield battery, the pylons are just not doing it for Creator today. That pylon, oh, he runs out of energy. The Banshee will escape. 12 probes down. But the main, meanwhile, I think Oliveira had walled in his... I'm not sure if the siege tanks are walled in, but as a siege tank walling in your own base aficionado, I think there's a good chance of it. Okay, so now what? As supplies are about even. Creator does have a 3rd. Oliveira has 3 command centers. He hasn't been able to land yet. He's working on it. Oh yeah, remember the Templar Archives? Creator does. There's Storm. I think it was technically scouted by the Banshees, but I don't think Oliveira's really registered it. As there was so much going on, Templar Archives was like 4th on the list of things to take note of. So no Ghost Academy or anything. Okay, well, when I started the sentence, there wasn't a Ghost Academy. It's going to be the Storm is going to be significantly quicker than any Ghost. There are 3 siege tanks. Also, Robobay already. Making sure he has that multi-flavored splash damage. Can't be too tied to any one form of it, lest the Terran find a very solid count. Oh my god, he blinks in. There's no siege tank in range. The Stalkers are back. Gonna lose 1 and 2. Maybe not worth... Wait, what? Why are there Adepts here? Yeah. So those were Adepts. Not sure where they came from. I know where they went. The Templar are spotted at the 3rd. He already knew the 3rd was there. Whoa, a storm drop! Oh my god! It looked bad, but then you look at the supply and it doesn't look so bad for Oliveira. He just killed a couple more Stalkers. I think he lost like half a dozen Marines to the storm. But, well, here comes the rest of the army. He's even stimming to chase down the not-so-charged. Did he forget charge? No, I just wanted them to be slow and sad so they could get their knees broken by the Marauders. Alright, their knees are incredibly weak. Their palms, arguably sweaty. Probably the side blades. There's no vomit on anyone's sweaters already, though, because Protoss don't have mouths. 33 minutes! Getting better. Or worse, I'm not sure which one it is. But here we go. Here are the armies. There are some Templar. There's Disruptors in production. Shield battery overcharge. Some tanks. Shots fired. Oh my god! Headshot! Direct hit! Oliveira taking his macro turn. I don't even think there was anything else going on. He just got caught sleeping there for a moment and he woke up dead. Creator actually lands a disruptor hit at a meaningful part of the game. Alright, check that off your bingo card. And now Oliveira forced to back off from a strong position, cutting off the 2nd and 3rd base. He just didn't have the numbers to stick around after the disruptors thinned him out. There's the charge on the way. Better late than never. A wizard arrives exactly when he means to. But a zealot, this one's late. Spylon. Creator certainly bought himself a lot of space with the Ruptors. And now with the double robo. I don't hate seeing 3-4 robos, alright? If you're willing to build a Reaper wall, you should be willing to build 4 robos. I'm just saying. It's not too tough logic to follow, I don't think. 6 Marauders. 6 Marauders at a time for Oliveira. He has 6 tech labs. He has more than that. Wait, no. He has exactly 6 tech labs. If you don't count. Actually, no, that's in total, including the factories and starports, but now we're just getting pedantic. Disruptor shot. Kills his own pylon. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Ghost Cloak is done. That won't save him from the Ruptor. Shield Battery overcharge. Here we go, another fight coming around the bend. Feedback! Ooh. Gets 2 of the ghosts. Out of energy there. EMP, but the Shield Battery overcharge clips the front line. And I believe there's some more Templar piling in. Vikings over the top, just gonna sacrifice them. Takes out the War Prism, but the Storms are still looking good. The Ghost not able to close the distance. Disruptor shot just slams into the bridge. Another Disruptor to the north side. Gets a Ghost, maybe 2. No more Ghosts left. Another shot taken out. Where are the rest of the Templar? Wait, there was a Ghost. Where did you come from? Did he save it with the medevac? There's tanks in the trees. The fights continue. Oh my. And a nuke. And a fusion core. Though I seriously doubt it's for anything but advanced ballistics, but these games have been all over the... What is this? What are you dropping? He's like, just whatever I have. Meanwhile, we're going into the base trade, as is customary. This one the most advanced yet. Storms at the front, Immortals bashing through, siege tanks holding the line. The drop slowly chipping away at the bases. He's killed 18 probes. The Immortals are jamming their way through, and there's not enough bio to stop. Oliveira actually dips down 30 supply. A nuclear launch detected! He does have observers, though. You can just kill the ghost. It's very dramatic. Well, are these Nexi going to die? He just lost 2 Nexi. Of course, Oliveira is going to lose everything but his main, so that makes things difficult. EMP. The Disruptors can fling up the ramp, fires a shot. Another Disruptor, point blank range. He's already been driven back, though, into the streets of the main. The rest of the army's coming back. Liberator pops out. Liberator, well, didn't stay with us for long. Creator supply block, but Oliveira's about to be as well. And Oliveira has significantly less army. 2-2 versus just +2 attack upgrades. He has to come back up his own ramp here. Here come the boys, re-invading their own main. Fires a dangerously close Disruptor shot. Kills its own Zealot. Here comes another wave. There's a Warp Prism in the mix, and Oliveira has not nearly enough. We're going to game 5. Oh my god. Oh, sweet Tassadar. And just like that, it ends. Take your guesses on how long the base trade's going to be, or how long until the obligatory base trade in this game. But Oliveira and Creator both fighting. It's like they're grappling and rolling around in the dirt right now, and we'll see who comes out on top, which is, I guess, the preferred outcome in that scenario. Don't know why I'm expanding on that point. Anyways, game 5. No, Jimmy. Nobody proxying, but we're on Ghost River, which evokes some feelings. The Ghost not able to get it done. Creator with his haphazard kind of crazy-eyed defense. Like Templar and Disruptors. The Disruptor's just as dangerous to his own units as the enemy. Oh my god, the SCV combines in the probe! We'll get away. Barely escaping. We'll see if the Artosis pylon becomes as relevant this time around. I can't believe, not once, but twice, has the single pylon powering everything been a critical moment. Will we see thrice? Though both of those games, Creator ended up winning. So maybe maybe that's his secret power, is getting unpowered. Which would be a very surprising power indeed. We're not going any further down that road. All right. So, thinking too hard about it. Well, Adept. Gonna poke and prod. Trying to be careful here. Just in case of Cyclone. Or Widowmine. Or even a Hellion would be enough. Hello? This is when you say I was scouting. Alright. Totally. That was the intent. Definitely wanted to scout. He saw the... I guess he saw the command center technically there. Oliveira actually had it just far enough away so that the shade wouldn't see it. So technically that scout was worth it. It got information he would have gotten otherwise with just the shade, so... Oh, that's a dead Hellion. Phoenix is on the way. A strong choice in general, though a bit brittle early on. Oliveira's going for... He's faking with Interference Matrix here, that he's gonna have a Banshee. But it is just a Viking. Phoenix on patrol. Two Vikings at a time. What is this? It's an anti-Phoenix build, but that is a lot of Vikings he's gonna have early. It's like a TVT build. I guess he's playing against Mektos, so this has been a crazy series. These two just haven't at it. Well, it's time for the Viking invasion. I think he's gonna go for the Reaper Wall again. Why not? Oliveira, it seems like his strategies revolve around punishing a Reaper Wall, but here comes Creator. He doesn't have an Immortal yet. He's gonna try to hold the high ground. I think he spotted the Observer, and he also saw these Phoenix... Alright, we're turning around. Wants to make sure all the Vikings are together. Now, if you've been watching Unnamed Content Creators' YouTube shorts, you'll know that en masse, Phoenixes do beat Vikings, but, you know, when people micro them and have Marines, the Vikings definitely come out on top, and you can repair Vikings, so... Having half a dozen Vikings is probably better than half a dozen Phoenixes in a straight-up fight. Most of the time. Even if they just sat there A-moving, the Phoenixes would likely win. Well, looks like all that early aggression, instead, going to be tempered by the stress of the Game 5 situation. Oliveira just gets a third command center, slaps down some more barracks. 4 more barracks. Going up to that full 5. Creator, not willing to leave him alone. Does he have a Warp Prism? No. But he could lift the siege tanks, but well, they're both taking their turns on exerting map control here. Gets a Widow Mine. Nice wins for Creator. As long as he's able to get out before... Oh, no. Doesn't lose anything. And the Vikings were on their way back, looking to intercept. But the Stalkers... Well, it's gonna land here. Oh, not again. Now we're gonna have another... Well... He gets a tank! Beautiful play. He did not expect Creator's just sitting on his front lawn. Like he came outside and he was fumbling for his keys. Seems to be happening a lot. And the Creator just pops up from behind his car like, surprise, force field. Right up. Well, that is certainly not great for Oliveira, who loses his reactor. A little bit of a taste of his own medicine, getting his reactor sniped from the low ground here. There goes the observer, so no more high ground vision. Well, I don't... Okay. Creator, the idea was good. The execution could use some work. Here we go. Gonna blunk into the main. Goes for the drilling claws here, which I'm not even sure he wanted that. He was just baiting it, but... Well, the Stalker's getting pounded all the way out of the main. If you can't handle the heat, as they say, don't blink into the kitchen. Why would a Protoss be in a kitchen anyway? Whoop! Snipes off a Viking. And Oliveira needs to take this base, but he hasn't put any pressure on Creator at home. And right now, Oliveira doesn't really have the army. Oh my god. Wow, Creator just walks up, braving the tank fire. Like I said, Creator, win or lose, one of the most entertaining players to watch, because you have no idea. You think you know how this game is going to end. Like, it looks like Creator is in a great position right now. He has more workers, he has 4 bases, he's got Storm on the way, but you don't know exactly how it'll end. Because at any point, Creator may decide to attack directly into Oliveira's main. Like... Or just sit back and let Oliveira ride his way back into it. And Oliveira, I gotta give him some extra credit to point out. He focuses so much on these tech units. Whether it's factory units, whether it's Vikings, whether it's Ghosts. He gets the force multipliers that allow you to make up a significant supply gap, especially against mostly gateway units. So... Why is there a hallucinated Colossus out here? I guess why not? But he's just been walking around with it. It's going to time out. Feels like that was a misclick at some point. But here come the Stalkers. Now he's tried this bait before. Tried to drag the units out of position. Will Oliveira scan? He scans for the 4th. Spots it. The Guardian shit. Oh, he looks. And he finds the army. They're Templar with it. Good split to draw the Widow Mine fire. The Storms are good. EMPs, arguably better. The boys are pulled. And more EMPs coming through. The Storm on the Bio Army. It wades through it. 1820 SCV's dead. And the Immortals pound the point home. And a single G is thrown out. As Creator lands a decisive victory. Seconds before 2-2 is done, Oliveira pulls the trigger on that last fight. And just cannot break through. 3 Immortals. Creator has 1-1 upgrades. By the way, Creator offensively blinking in front. Get down, Mr. Immortal. Oh my. Creator. A reverse sweep from 2-0 to 3-2. Creator brings it back and claims a victory for the Protoss. A hectic series, but I think it was an entertaining one. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it made your day a little bit better. If you got the means of motivation, it'd be awesome to check out Patreon. And also for the Korean StarCraft 2 League, which is supported by viewers like you. Find more info in the description alongside the info for the second channel with streams and mostly streams and stuff like that. But make sure to check it out. Winter Gaming TV just Winter Gaming on YouTube's. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Good luck, have fun, and don't be afraid to blink. Stay chill.